All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back, guys. All right. So, Aquarius, let's take a quick peek at next week. We start out with the Fool card. That is Aries energy. There could be somebody taking a big old leap of faith. This could be exciting. This could be somebody going bowling, by the way. Somebody could get a new kitten. It is the season for kittens, but watch out not to trip on a little kitten. If they're busy playing, they are little and they zip around our feet oftentimes. So watch your footing, watch your steps, don't trip. But we've got an Ace of Swords and we got the Wheel of Fortune. Aquarius, this looks like a beautiful week. To have an adventure that is just the right time and to have something truthful. I do feel like Aquarius is leaving something behind and doing something different, doing something new. Now, when we say we leave something behind and we do something new, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be like, wow, I'm, moving to a new continent this week. Maybe it's something that big. Maybe it's like I'm retiring and I'm immigrating and I'm going to go become an expat in Costa Rica the way I've always wanted to. Sure, it could be something like that, but it could also be something much smaller. The Fool card being somebody that is like emotionally ready to do something different. Let's say it's time. I want to go try that new restaurant, and that could be like, I want to get healthier. I heard there's some new restaurant that has like, healthier choices and options. I'm doing it. I'm going to find a way to eat healthier, but still, enjoy going out to eat from time to time. So this is it. I'm committing to this new way of life. It could be something like that. As an example of something less dramatic than quitting a job and immigrating to, another culture. But this could also be someone else is making a big leap into Aquarius's world. Now, yes, it could be an Aries. It could also be a Scorpio, a Leo, an Aquarius, or a Taurus. But here's the one Aquarius card, really, the only sword card. Aquarius has the right to say what they do and don't want. This is a sword of truth, and it's a sword that we use to sever ties and connections that we don't want. If there's anything that Aquarius doesn't want to deal with, they can put a stop to it instantly. They don't have to let, and if they want to change their mind at any point in time, they can say, no, I don't want to do this after all. I want to not go here. I want to not go there. I want to not let that person come into my life. Aquarius has the ultimate say so. Just because somebody wants to jump into Aquarius's life, and it could be somebody comes from absolutely out of the blue, and it could shock Aquarius. It could be, it's like we have two clocks here. So it could certainly be that an individual does something really brave in their own life to make this jump to reach out to Aquarius, like, hey, I've wanted to ask you out for forever, or hey, I've needed to end some other connection, or make a life change, and I've done it. So now here I am coming toward you, Aquarius. Aquarius will have the ultimate say in what happens. Let's go back to that first card. 7 of Cups. Okay, I'm having a hard time thinking that this is Aquarius taking this new step. I think is someone else who had been all up in their head and didn't know what to do exactly, and I think it's them taking this leap. Queen of Wands. Somebody wearing a mask. I almost want to say that whether this is a masculine or feminine is irrelevant, but it's like they were hoping that if they, waited for a while, maybe Aquarius will come toward me. I think that they were hiding that, but they were trying to like, what if I could use my gravitational pull and make Aquarius come toward me? But instead, let me go to the Wheel of Fortune. 5 of Cups. They have to move toward Aquarius because they're the ones missing Aquarius. The truth of it is, no more waiting. They need to get off their duff and take this leap toward Aquarius because it's time. They don't like being without Aquarius, from what I can see here. So I really think with that Ace of Swords, let's go back over to that. 6 of Swords. Oh, well, this could be too late. It could be too late. This could be an interesting scenario where Aquarius just decided, like, on Monday morning, like I'm so over, whatever the situation was of the past. I wouldn't be interested now, even if they did come in. I'm actually already sailing away from this thought process. This person might have waited too long. Even though they're saying, but it's divine timing, that might not be true. It might be that, look, I just really, really miss Aquarius and I'm, afraid that I'll lose them altogether. So since they still haven't come toward me, even though that's what I was secretly hoping might happen, now I say, oh, it's divine timing that I'm supposed to move toward them. That's a little cringy because it really feels like this person is trying to use divine timing as, I knew it was time to come towards you, when in fact they were lollygagging around wondering, if I do nothing, will Aquarius come toward me? Hell no, Aquarius was not coming toward this person. And unfortunately, Aquarius might have had it up to here with this person delaying and not doing anything. Hang on. Did Aquarius have an inkling that this person was hoping Aquarius was going to come toward them? Well, fat chance of that. Sorry, this is such a sassy story, but this says Aquarius is like, I didn't invite them to come toward me. In fact, I put up a little gate. I pulled back from them. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, no, we go back around to Aquarius saying, I had to pull back from them because I waited a really long time and they never took any action. King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. I feel like Aquarius says, trust me, I know one thing, I can find better. I'd rather be single, footloose, and fancy free and able to date whoever I want. I feel super abundant. I'm not really even looking for a long-term commitment right now because I waited a long time for them. And it's, no, I don't want them back. Aquarius has withdrawn their energy. I think it was Aquarius had to withdraw their energy for a period of time to allow them to do something right, make it right, and step forward toward Aquarius, but they didn't. They kept wondering if Aquarius would if they were bluffing or playing chicken, who's going to blink first or something. And it was not Aquarius that has, blinked. Aquarius really meant it, but they waited a long time wondering, is this person ever going to make some kind of choices? And I think Aquarius has had it. This looks like they're moving on. Looks like they're happy. They're excited. There's better, better love. Three of Pentacles. Look, in all fairness, this week, it's not that Aquarius doesn't think about this person, right? They may always carry the memory of hey, that person, if they hadn't sat around and twiddled their thumbs so long, maybe I it could have gone differently. But instead, I'm really determined to meet somebody else. This is a week where it's a week of decisions, right? This was our most important card because it was the one that showed Aquarius being the decision maker and the action taker. And they were fed up with something. They were done with it. They really want to build something stable with somebody else who's all in, not somebody who's waiting around wondering if maybe Aquarius will do the heavy lifting instead of them having to do it. And I really feel like that was the wrong call here. I don't know what this was about. If it was about love and romance, it kind of feels like it would have been, but it could have been someone who just I don't know. This feels like they wanted to be pursued, whether they're masculine or feminine. They wanted to be made to feel really, really special. And they kind of think that they're hot stuff just a little bit. I'm sorry, this is not a very fluffy message on this, but I can see why Aquarius might have had it up to their eyebrows with this person, and maybe some of their attitude. Might even be Aquarius is you are not the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know where you got that bloated opinion of yourself, but no, I'm not going to come chasing you around. This should have been mutual. Anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on, and we're going to meet somebody that I can build something with mutually. Everything here says Aquarius is done with this person of the past, which they waited and waited, hoping Aquarius would come forward. But now they want to say that it's divine timing, that they're coming forward now, when really, unfortunately, it was like laziness on their part and ego on their part that made them delay to see if they could get what they wanted. I feel like I'm glad on this one. I'm really glad Aquarius isn't dealing with them anymore, because it kind of feels like this would be a character who would low key manipulate lots of things, lots of scenarios and situations. And so I'm just kind of glad that Aquarius isn't maybe going to have to deal with them anymore, because it feels like I don't love the low key manipulation stuff. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Sorry, that was a bumpy one. You guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.